startup companies need marketing expertise. It's not a nice to have, it's a necessity. As many as 56% of startup companies fail because of poor marketing decisions. They may invest too little, target their efforts in the wrong direction, or even fail to make good product market fit. The answer? A marketing expert on your executive team. But don't worry, I'm not talking about an expensive full-time CMO hire. I'm talking about leveraging the benefits of a fractional CMO. Many B2B tech startup companies are realizing that this can be an effective and cost-efficient way to lead their marketing efforts. Hi, my name is Amanda Rabideau, founder and CEO of Arch Collective, a marketing agency specifically focused on helping B2B tech startup companies thrive. I started Arch Collective about 5 years ago, and I want to talk to you about how over those 5 years, the many different ways that B2B tech startup companies can benefit from hiring a fractional CMO. That's what I'm going to talk about today. So with that, let's dive in. Business growth revolves around a return on investment, or ROI. Same goes to when you're hiring new people on your team. And in this case, when it comes to hiring a chief marketing officer or your marketing executive, you can be paying a salary of starting at $300,000 or even more. That's not even including benefits. A fractional CMO is an executive that you hire on an interim part-time basis. Their rate may be similar pro rata as a full-time CMO. However, they're not going to be with you for the same duration of time or the same amount of time during that duration. So there may be certain circumstances when it makes sense for you to hire a fractional CMO. When your company is first starting out, especially if you have a more technical founder and not one with a lot of marketing experience. After receiving your Series A or your Series B round of funding, these two phases of your company's life cycle are going to be critical points where you're going to need to really accelerate growth, typically tripling your revenue. So you can't just rely on what used to work. You're going to need a new strategy, a new marketing plan, and potentially new hires and more investment into the marketing space in order for you to reach your targets. The final is during periods of substantial growth or during times where it could be challenging and you're stagnant. In all of these cases, this is when you need a marketing leader who can take control, refocus your marketing efforts, guide your B2B marketing strategy. Well, a fractional CMO can be a cost-effective choice. But B2B companies don't just hire fractional CMOs because they're cheaper. Part of the return on investment is what you get back from the investment that you make. And your interim CMO brings plenty to the table. Because they work with more companies than a traditional CMO, they know how to deal with every eventuality, and thinking outside the box is as familiar as breathing. Plus, fractional CMOs depend on their success. A traditional CMO has traditional job security. However, a fractional CMO's ability to get hired again by your company or to get hired again by another company is dependent on their ability to create great results time and time and time again. Your intern marketing expert is genuinely invested in your success because your success means their success and their ability to keep doing what they do best. So if you're thinking of hiring a fractional CMO and then you went out and did it, well, what's the best way to have an effective relationship with your fractional CMO? It all starts with great onboarding. Once you've onboarded the right person for the role, follow these tips in order to get the most out of your professional relationship with your fractional CMO. Set expectations and goals early. Be upfront about where you are and where you want to be. The more transparent you are with your fractional CMO, I promise the better the results. Number 2, understand that your fractional CMO won't be working on site every day or won't necessarily be only working on your work every day. But it's still important to schedule regular check-ins like Zoom calls or even phone calls, or know when they're going to be in your office or not if that's part of your arrangement. It's important to keep them in the loop and to make sure that you leave those communication lines open. And number 3, remember that the hours worked don't equal what is delivered. A fractional CMO may get the same amount of work done in a day as a team can get done in a day or a week simply because they've done it so many times. Number 4, introduce them to the other executives and of course the marketing team as quickly as possible, not to mention other key stakeholders within the organization. The faster they can integrate with your teams, the faster they can be making an impact on their business. And finally, Number 5, be sure to include your fractional CMO in any senior level executive meetings, whether that's an executive leadership team like your C-suite or VP levels and higher. However your company does it, be sure to bring in your CMO. They can bring in not just the perspective on your business, but perspectives from other industries and other organizations that they've worked for. Marketers are strategic, not just the arts and crafts department, so be sure to incorporate them into any of your strategic meetings. The final word. Gartner believes that by 2025, 80% of B2B sales will be done digitally without talking to a company representative. With that in mind, it's essential to find cost-effective marketing solutions to invest in as early as possible. Book a 15-minute discovery call with Arch Collective and see if a fractional CMO is the answer to what you've been looking for. And if you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, share this video. We appreciate it. And until next time, happy marketing.